Welcome into the 15-minute weather. I'm meteorologist John Zeigler alongside meteorologist Courtney Aitken. What up?
What up?
How you liking your 30-degree temps this morning?
Ooh, you know, it actually wasn't that bad.
No.
Wasn't that
Isn't your parents are from Colorado, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it snowing a bunch there?
Oh yes. Okay, I should have showed you the pictures. My dad texted me this morning. 6 inches of snow.
No way.
Yeah, and they're like in between Denver and Boulder. 6 inches of snow, and you can tell it's really heavy, wet snow because there are these big old trees in their neighborhood, and the branches are like slumped over with all the snow.
Congratulations.
Wild. I know.
Colorado
needed the snow desperately.
They did?
A little bit late, yeah, but they got it.
It was a terrible year for them.
Horrible year. I mean, it's kind of depressing. Like, mountains are closed now, and so like my friends who are lifties and ski instructors.
What's a lifty?
Like a person who works at the ski lift. It's like,
okay.
Hey, how you doing? Sit down. Make sure you don't fall. Right?
Oh, people.
That's a lifty. Yeah.
Are those all just ski bums?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, ski bums, yeah.
You get like good benefits or whatever. You don't really make anything, but like we were talking earlier, you're having a great time. You have a great life.
You're happy.
Yeah, you're happy. Anyways, people like that are like, well, mountains are closed. It's a little late, Mother Nature. Thanks a lot. So, but
yes, it was.
But good thing about that is Colorado's had really horrible fire years. Even this winter was bad for fires, and that's how you know it's really bad. So hopefully all the really wet snow is going to put off the fire season.
La Nina was bad for them.
Yes.
I don't know about El Nino. It's probably better. For us, La Nina gives us more of a harsh winter, but it drives the ridge out west.
Sure.
And that destroys Colorado winters. First time we've had a La Nina in a while, so it was kind of fun to see. Not fun to see how terrible it was out there.
Right.
But I doubt that will be happening next winter. Regardless, way to go, Colorado. You pulled a Minnesota.
You pulled a Minnesota.
It is snowing a little bit actually this morning. I did get reports in Red Lake that it was actually snowing a little.
Really?
Yeah, good job, Red Lake.
So that would be 2 days in a row because yesterday it was like Brainerd Lakes, right?
Yeah, Brainerd had a little bit of
dusting,
and now we'll see if Bemidji gets some this morning. So that's a great joke.
Great joke. Very funny, Mother Nature.
That's okay. It happens every year. There was this morning, actually, we'll zoom around on this thing, show you where it's at. But there's just a little snow up in Winnipeg right now. At least as of late morning, you could see the snow up here. I'll put it into, I'll zoom out and you can see it. There it is, snow in Winnipeg. So it's just kind of been lingering this morning. So if we were going to see any of this, I would, gosh, models do want to show it. I just think it's going to be mainly the northern half of the state here. Don't be surprised if through 2 p.m. We actually see a little bit of that accumulation. It's entirely possible. Speaking of cold, this was our low temperature this morning, and this is why we don't plant until Mother's Day. But our average frost, which we'll go into in a little bit later, our average frost, is actually late April. So this is later than normal. I can't say normal. There is no normal.
I know. I'm so bad about that. Like there is no normal. I always like how you say chaos is normal because
Yeah, it's how I live life, and only because of Tony Hansen. Dude's the man.
Tony Hansen.
Tony Hansen is my professor at St. Cloud.
Okay.
He still runs the College of Meteorology.
Oh, shout out Tony Hansen.
Yeah, so he changed my life because I used to, you try to like normalize weather.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you're a terrible meteorologist.
It's tough. It's tough. And I'm definitely guilty of that myself, of being like, oh, we're above average, we're below average. It's like a talking point, but it's not a good thing to lean on. So I'm going to call myself out here because
I like that.
Yeah, I'm not very good about I need to be better about that.
Because even I do. So he did a good job because he's like, normal people use emotion for science, and normal people say that it's normal, and normal people normalize weather. But you're a meteorologist. It's your job to know. It's kind of like, again, I go back to this, I don't know, I always find a rant. People are messaging me though, so somebody enjoyed the rant. Yesterday someone shared a horrible boat story after we shared mine. Anyways.
That's cool. Maybe we just turn this into like a story time. We share stories.
Yeah.
People share their stories.
Yeah. So okay. Anyways, I started to learn. I used to say things like, and I hate to call people out, the snowbanks when I was young were this high. Scientists, I'm like, that's emotional science.
Yeah.
Right, so there's variables. Your height was different. Your age was different. The way you experience things were different. These aren't scientific things. They're variables.
That is such a good point.
These are not actual consistent variables of real science.
Yes.
Your emotion is not science. Tony kept hammering that into me. So I started understanding, is record-breaking normal? Yes.
Yeah.
Is record-breaking
Absolutely.
cold normal? Is a tornado this day for the first time normal? Yes, it's all normal. So understanding that and accepting that weather's bigger than you is the smartest thing you can do. Once I did that, I became a good meteorologist. So I became a better, accurate meteorologist as well.
It's so interesting
Letting
that
go
you say this
is everything.
Because I know that you and Ben went to the same school, right?
Yep, same professor.
And Ben actually was the first to when I got here, he was like, oh, just by the way, he was very kind about it. He was like, don't say normal. Like, if you're going to say that, say average. And I was like, oh, good point. And it's like you can tell that you guys clearly had the same professor.
Yeah.
Because you have
That's
a
awesome.
similar way of thinking. And I was glad that he brought that to my attention because I'm like, that's so true. There is no normal.
Right.
Yeah. And I had another point, but it wasn't very important.
It's
so
awesome.
okay.
I think that's the way everybody should look at it. And I look at it like when you go to a doctor's office, and I've been to many doctor's offices for babies, and you tell the doctor, sorry, I'm just going to zoom out so you can see your lows. I tell the doctor, you actually, your mind likes to, again, a human mind, we want to tell ourselves that we know everything, right? To be able to get through the day.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's comforting.
It's comforting to not let
feel
go.
Like you know
Letting go is the
more.
hardest thing.
Yep.
And I used to think that I could actually just judge what the sex of the baby was going to be by all these wives' tales. Have you heard these?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
there's tons of them.
and people, but I think 95% of people actually believe this stuff, or they trick their
No,
mind.
people really do.
Yeah, but
believe
that's
it.
not accurate and that's not
Yeah.
real. It's fake. So I went to the doctor's office and I struggled with that. I was like, oh, well, they said the heartbeat is racing at blah, 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 blah. And the doctor looked at me and he goes, you're a meteorologist, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, do you want me to nod my head or do you want the truth?
Oh.
And I said, can I have the truth? He goes, every single one of those is 100% a lie. It has no science behind it.
Yeah.
He goes, it's fake. It doesn't mean anything. He goes, I've seen just as many boys and girls in this. And he was like, I don't tell that to a lot of people because it's like
People have
shooting
fun
their
with
puppy
it.
or
Yeah.
something. It's
almost
oh,
it's
you
almost like
ruined me.
telling people Santa is fake because
Yeah, it
they're
is.
having fun or whatever.
Right. So healthy delusion, I understand. But I think if you want to, we're watching the 15-minute weather, we're educating ourselves. Chaos, crazy weather, that is all normal.
Yeah, and it's all about perception too. I really loved what you said about when, of course it's not. It maybe you think that it used to snow more when you were younger, but you were also you were probably outside more playing. You were smaller. You were all these things that you remember. But there's another piece of science to it. I remember Belinda told me a few times that the 80s in general had a lot of snow. So people might remember those
specific
handful
time,
of years, we used to get so much more snow, but
Maybe in
the
your
reality of it-
childhood.
yeah, the reality of it
Right.
was we had a string of years that had more snow, and then after that, probably had a string of years that had less snow. And that's the
Right.
thing about weather is it fluctuates, and that's not a bad thing. It's just kind of how it works.
Right. Yeah. So I think that's a great point. And I don't know how we got on this rant, but
I never know how we get here,
it's great.
but that's the best
I
part.
take a lot of left turns to find my way to the right spot.
I like it.
So I think that's the best way to look at weather and understanding that there is no normal. But it's unbelievable. I would bet 99 out of 100 people, I just cracked their code in their brain because that's how everybody talks to me.
And people probably don't like it either.
No, I didn't like it when the doctor made me feel stupid. But at the end of the day, you're never going to get smarter until you realize, oh, I'm just ignorant.
What do they say? The
Right.
truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off.
Is that real?
Yeah, have you not heard that?
That is
I think about
awesome.
that all the time, but first it will piss you off. And so when I'm all agitated, I'm like, maybe I'm about to find something out. Maybe I'm about to get set free.
It's a good point. But yeah,
That's my
I love
healthy
it.
delusion.
I love it. Just take a delusion pill. Just know you're taking it.
Yeah, just know you're
Play the
taking it.
game. It's like going to the casino. Listen. I had a gambling addiction. I know. If anybody tells me they're a winner at the casino, I know you're lying to me. It's not possible. I've ran the numbers for 15 years of gambling. I've hit a $10,000 jackpot, and I still didn't make money. You know, math wins, science wins.
Yeah.
Emotion doesn't. I don't know. It's just, you don't see what I'm saying?
I see
It's like,
what you're
don't
saying.
lie to me.
Don't lie to
Anyways,
us.
weather's the same deal. Let it be. Let it come to you. Don't go to it. Let it come to you. Just let it be.
Just come to us for the weather.
Yeah.
Just keep doing
there
that
you go.
for sure.
As we sit here.
Yeah.
So
tell me
there you go.
about the fishing opener this weekend.
Yeah.
What is that? Tell me about it.
Oh, okay. We just turn this. That's
Well-
all right. We'll just talk.
Let's just talk.
It's weather related, and
And that's why I
and we're
figured,
not
because people
yeah.
probably plan for the weekend, Mother's Day weekend, and then Jamie pointed out yesterday
Yeah.
that the other piece of that is, am I even saying this right? The fishing opener?
Yeah.
It's on Saturday. So what is that? Tell me about it.
Okay. The fishing opener. It's the type of fishing that you can do.
Okay.
Walleye is the prized possession in Minnesota.
Got
you know
it.
what walleye is?
I know of it, but if you pointed one out to me, I wouldn't be able to pick it out in a pond.
Okay, it's whatever. It's like the prized possession type fish here. It's
Okay.
not necessarily a game fish, but it's the fish we eat.
How big is it?
It depends. I mean, it's bigger.
Okay. So
I
it's
would
not a
say-
panfish.
No, I would say so. The crappies
See,
are
I'm learning.
the crappies are the king of the panfish.
Okay.
That's all across the country, Texas, whatever.
Okay.
A lot of Texas people crappie fish.
I think they call them crappies now.
Crappies.
Yeah.
Once you get south of Missouri, it's crappies.
That's so funny.
It's crappies in the south, crappies in the north.
Hmm.
Same fish. They have a lot more white crappies. We have a lot more black crappies. Regardless, white
Okay.
crappies are bigger. Okay. You can fish whenever you want. You just can't fish for walleye during their spawn. So it is interesting to me. The reason they do a fishing opener, other states don't. When I lived in Missouri, it's free for all.
Free-for-all?
They didn't care.
Yeah.
Fish whatever you want, whenever you want.
Okay.
So here, you can now keep walleye on fishing opener, but the DNR doesn't want you to fish for walleye. Now, when you're a fisherman or woman, you know what you're fishing for. Each type of fish, you don't accidentally catch a walleye. You
Okay.
put a lindy, if you're fishing
This
with,
is all purposeful.
yeah, so the way that you fish for walleye, you fish with what we call either deep crank or a lindy rig. A
Okay.
lindy rig is, you fish for them on the bottom. They're bottom feeders.
Okay.
So you fish for you put a weight on your hook and it drags on the bottom.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I know every type of fishing. When I fish that way, if you were doing that today, if I went out, I'm going fishing today. If I went out there with the lindy rig and the DNR stopped me, they'd be like, "What the heck are you doing?" I'd probably get in trouble because fishing opener for that type of fishing is Saturday.
Okay.
Crappie fishing is it's a free for all.
All year long.
Yep, and they actually just made bass fishing prior to, I don't think, maybe it was this year, but last year, bass fishing, you could not fish for bass either. And the idea is to not touch them while they're having babies and spawning.
Okay.
But the crappies, it's weird because, I'll cut open an accidental, I try to not cut the ones that are pregnant, filled with eggs. But, it
happens
It
accidentally
happens.
sometimes.
I'm not the best at it. But then I'm like, dang, why do they let me catch these things? But they're plentiful.
There's just so
There's
many of them.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it's
there's
okay.
so many. The walleye are harder to catch. They're harder to find. It's more of a prized possession, I would say.
I learned something today.
So that day
Very
is
cool.
on Saturday.
That's on
It's always
Saturday.
on Mother's Day weekend. Not sure why.
Well, maybe it's so that y'all get out of the house and moms can take a breath.
That
right?
is true.
Go fishing, leave me alone.
Nicole, I will take the kids fishing all weekend long. The weather is very, very quiet. I can't. No, I know your first year here. May is usually ripping up here.
Ripping, severe weather.
Yeah,
Okay.
tornado years, tornado season, tornadoes all the time. Severe thunderstorm watch. I'm sure we'll get paid for it in June. But
Ben said something in the group
What'd he
chat
say?
yesterday. He said, "We'll
Sit-
pay for our sins eventually."
That was funny.
And that was funny because you always know, in this profession, if you get a really quiet stretch of weather, you're like, "Man, it is coming."
At some
It's
point, it comes
coming.
back. People are like, well, you want the warmth. I'm like, do you?
I'm like, "Do you?" Because remember what that comes with.
80s is, here's a tornado watch every other day.
Yeah,
So, and that's again, it's all normal, baby.
it's all normal.
It's all normal.
Chaos is normal.
Don't sit here and tell me there's the craziest thing you've ever seen. It's normal.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Were you 8 years old? It's a delusion.
It's a delusion.
All right, everybody take your delusion
I
pill.
took my Delulu pill with a gallon of coffee. Have a
There you
great
go.
day. See you tomorrow.